again, it's on.
Testing, testing, testing. 1, 2. Good afternoon. Once again, hello. It's Opinionation. Hi, all. Good to see you all again. It's Dom and Cronus is right there, and TTT's down there, like Jan from the Brady Bunch, and Kenny, fresh from the islands. Actually, looking like he's still in the islands.
From Bermuda.
Fresh from the Triangle. You understand me?
Fresh from Bermuda.
Fresh from the Bermuda Triangle. Great to see him back. Great to have him back. Well, look, let's get into it. Man, look, I got triggered. I called TTT on this the other day. I got triggered, man, because I've been watching a lot of stuff online, where us little folks, human beings, we got big egos to be so small, it seems like. We just got really big chips on our shoulders. So I thought that we should talk the ego today. Today's topic is the ego. Cronus, is the ego good or bad?
It's both. It's both actually.
So the ego is the LBGT community.
But I don't know about that. I don't think the ego identifies as as I don't think the ego has a pronoun.
Oh,
so
okay.
I mean,
Okay.
but I believe a little bit of ego is healthy. Now too much ego and mess you up. But
you said unless you up.
I said too much ego will mess you up.
Unless you up. So there's a governor even to if it's too much ego, you can do it if you up. Is what you're saying?
No, I said it'll mess you up.
Oh, it'll mess you up. Okay, my bad.
Yeah.
But then I still ask the question: who decides how much and how little ego to have? How do you know when it's too much ego and when it's just confidence?
Oh, you'll find out when you hurt yourself.
Oh, now wait a minute. There ain't no way when I read the book, ain't no way I can learn this without hurting myself.
You know what I mean, it's either going to help you or it's going to hinder you. I mean, take it to the gym. You know what I'm saying? You see me pushing, 315 regular, 5 reps, clean, bang, 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 bang,
Is this
bang.
ego right now? Is this
Then,
ego right now? Is this ego?
Well, it's ego cutting me off.
Oh.
So you know what I mean, like say, okay, so I'll say something even moderate. I'll say 135, just 245s in the bar, and you see me push that for 20 reps straight, all of them clean. Then you get on there, and well, not necessarily you, but somebody else. They get on there, they think they can do it, and quickly find out, oh, I can't do it, and then they hurt themselves.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so in other words, when anybody tries to do what you do, themselves. The moral to the story.
If you try to do what the next man do without the proper form and technique, you can quickly hurt yourself.
Okay, I'll go with that. Hassan, is the ego good or evil? Nigga, is you going through the wormhole? You seem like you always going through a wormhole real quick.
You hear me, homie?
Not really, man. Turn up, turn up, man. You know what I mean? Like
Listen, I have to deal with the situation. Can you hear me? You can't hear me at all right now.
I mean, we can hear you, bro, but it's low. Can you turn your volume up? Are you able to turn up the volume? Pump that bass?
Pump the volume.
You know what I'm saying?
It's,
Okay, you know what?
after,
While you're getting that together, Hassan, hold on. Kenny,
yes.
Kendall
I'm
Mickens,
here.
is
I'm
the
here.
ego good or evil?
I don't think the ego has a good or evil. I think we lend too much to it. We put too much in it and let it go unchecked. Your ego goes unchecked, then bad situations can happen, or not always bad situations, but you tend to think you're bigger than what you are. So I don't know if it's evil or a good thing. It's just what it is.
So how do you know if you're going from a manageable ego to an inflated ego? Like, how would you know if you are the one dealing with it and it feels fine to you?
You got to be in tune with yourself. I mean,
Oh,
sometimes your ego get too big and you hurt people, or you tend to step on people. So you got to be real with yourself and say what what parameters am I setting for myself. It's one thing to be confident in practicing something like Cronus was saying, but then there's also, I know I can do this just because I'm me, which can lend you to get hurt in a lot of different situations. Physical hurt, mental hurt, just a lot of different hurt.
Now, Hassan, man, are you through the vortex? Are you through the sundial? And can you hear us? Hello, LRLRL. Can you hear us?
Hold on. Tattoo, nanu. I'm through the road. I'm through. Are you guys joking back there?
Okay, go ahead. We can hear you. Go ahead. So, is the ego evil or good?
It's neither.
Nah, that ain't it. That ain't it. You know what I need you to do, bruh? I need you to take you and your ego out of this podcast and come back in with your ego in check, my niggas. Your Wi-Fi is doing too much. Or
Hey,
man,
Dom, if strobe lights were was oral, that's what that was. It's like stop.
Oral strobe. You out here oral strobing.
Oral strobing.
You know what I'm talking about? What's wrong with this guy?
Wait, can you hear me now though?
Well, we can hear you now, man. But can you please get your transportation with the Federation together so they got you all the way beamed down?
Well,
talk about the ego, man.
All right, let's talk about the ego. So your body needs your ego to exist. Without your ego, you wouldn't want to live. Your higher self or your consciousness needs your ego. Your ego is actually connected to your chakras or your higher self. And when you check your ego, it's like having self-love. You know, self-love is connected to your ego. If you're in your ego, you don't have a lot of self-love, because you wouldn't, if you loved yourself, you wouldn't feel the need to go lift some weights and shit that you've seen somebody else lifting because you love yourself. And a lot of us really haven't really connected to our ego. We still have shadow self and trauma to take care of because we really don't love ourselves, because we are taught to love outside of us. So we are all constantly always in our egos because we don't love ourselves enough, if you understand that.
Speaking of loving ourselves, I got a question. It may be a little, it may ruffle a couple feathers. I mean, what do you mean? Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. It's a question All right.
But see, when we talk about egos,
What you mean? Can I get the question out?
Hold on.
Some people love themselves several times a day.
No, most people who do that don't really love themselves because they had been taught to love outside of themselves. They don't love themselves in the inside, because if you loved yourself, you wouldn't need so much attention. If you actually loved yourself, you'll be satisfied with who you are and stuff instead of seeking attention.
Speaking
So
of
when
loving
people want
yourself,
attention, yes, sir.
speaking of loving yourself and attention and the ego, my question to the panel is, are the demographic of people that call themselves Black women run amok? Are they now egotistical? My wet ass pussy. My Pound Town. Okay, something's pink and something is brown. Okay, twerking at the site that the slaves were set off in Africa. There's a video of 4 young African American ladies twerking at the site that the slaves set off for slavery. My question is, have the women of the Black community gone egotistically off the rails? Tell me if I'm saying something outrageous. Crickets?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We got
you
one
are.
for outrageous. We got one for outrageous.
And I don't know how to say it, like, not to defend only women. And we have been, when I say we, a lot of our younger people and even our older people have been taught, have not been taught a base, like they've been taught that that the world basically revolves around them. And unfortunately, they haven't their filters, our filters, instead of saying they, I'm gonna say our filters are not being used correctly. You know, you used to be able to filter yourself and say, this is a sacred place, or this is a time that is not in a joking, it's a time for reverence.
Sure.
Ecclesiastes tells you there's a time for everything. So maybe we're losing the battle of when is the time to do certain things.
If there are no filters, is the ego in jeopardy of running amok? If there are no filters,
Without a doubt. I mean, when you see people, I find it funny when people are in a crowded place, but all they're doing is standing there making duck faces and taking pictures. You're in a place, but you're not speaking to anyone, but you're saying, "Oh, look at me, I'm having this great time. I'm doing so much better than you." That is the world we're moving towards.
we're there. We're there.
Our vanity is unchecked.
Let me ask you this, Chris. You're a music guy. You've dealt with the music business. When a song like "Wet Ass Pussy" can be on the radio, you know, I'm old enough to remember when they used to have something called no rap days. Like they wouldn't play rap on the radio in the day. No, it was called no rap work days, right? And so now, cut to the future, one of the hottest songs on the radio in the last few years was a song called "Wet Ass Pussy." Now, what type of ego must you have to be bold enough to write a song like that? But then, you know, it's on the radio, we performing it. Is that an ego thing, or am I just tripping?
I think it's nothing new under the sun. You know what I
You
mean?
said you saying Diana Ross and them had a remix for Wet Ass Pussy. They just never let it out. They never released it.
Nah, I'm saying there's a song called "Pull Up to My Bumper" in a long
That was
black
the exact song I
limousine.
was thinking.
Hey, wait a minute, hold on now. That's
So
my friend. Miss Jones is my friend now. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's my people's. Grace, they didn't mean anything by it. I mean it. Don't
so
don't
that's
say nothing about my Grace. Don't you talk about Grace like
I mean, so I mean, it is what it is. You know what I mean?
pulling up to my
People,
bumper and wet ass pussy. I mean, as artists, as linguists, as writers, let's not play the semantic game. Those semantics are Grand Canyon and asteroids apart. Wet ass pussy and pull up to my bumper. Pull up to my bumper is a metaphor. Wet ass pussy, like how literal can you be? I mean, my word.
exactly. I'm not beating around the bush. I'm direct with you. You know what I mean? I'm not giving. You ain't got to think about it. I'm telling you what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's
So
just
Hassan,
simple as
man,
that.
Hassan, you telling me it ain't got nothing to do with ego when this recent video of black women, quote unquote black women, African American quote unquote women, twerking, at the site of the slaves being sent off. That's cool. There ain't nothing wrong with that. That ain't no ego. That's not the ego run amok.
That has to do with shadow work. You do yourself self-love and stuff and connecting
Man,
with nature.
shadow,
If you went back to nature,
matter.
went back to the very
Nah, man, hold
you
up,
don't think
man.
that's
Look,
about
it's
it's
a
about
you know
doing
what? It's a
shadow work,
time
man.
for
It's about
shadow
loving
work.
yourself, man.
There's a time for shadow work, and there's a time to tell a batch, sit your ass down. The hell is wrong with you? Like there's a time, like Kenny said, in esophagus
Well,
or
why ain't
Ephesians or
people
something
making
of
it?
the sort. Kenny said there's a time for
Ecclesiastes.
everything. Well, there's a time to tell a batch, ma'am, sit down, be humble, sit down, be humble. Didn't the prophet, what's the prophet who said that? What's his name? From the West Coast?
A prophet from the West Coast?
He said, sit down, be humble. What's his name,
Oh, you
Chris?
talking about Kendrick Lamar?
Kendrick, the Prophet Lamar. Prophet Lamar said, sit down, be humble to these batches. See, Chris don't like the knowledge of the prophets. He's from the East Coast. So he got prophet envy. His ego has a problem with prophets from the West Coast. We can't hear you when your mic is off, brother. I just want you to know that. Just so you know, when your mic is off, we can't hear you.
I said that's not true.
Oh, taking other people's lines, biting. Okay. Well, listen. So Kenny tried to come to the rescue a little bit, but even Kenny has to admit there's so much evidence online from our women that look like us fighting. And when I say this, let me say this so you guys understand. Let me say half of the women that I see acting a damn fool, if they weren't acting that way and I didn't hear them talk, I'd be like, yo, she's incredible. Like, I'm telling you, like half of these women are so beautiful until they open their mouths or exhibit these outrageous behaviors. Now, tell me when I'm saying something outrageous. I'm tripping? Is that the ego or is that something else? And you drinking juice? So we got one guy drinking juice.
I think your algorithm is what you're seeing. So
Wow.
You're probably seeing a lot more of us.
Wow.
But is everyone. It's all races, all
I wouldn't disagree
ages.
with that, Kenny, but I wouldn't disagree with what you're saying. But I guess my main concern is I ain't concerned about them other people. I'm concerned about us.
Well, again, it used to be a time when we can pull up on somebody and say, hey, listen, your slip is showing. Get yourself together.
Listen.
Yeah. But now
you do that, right? Now
you're a hater.
Now you got U.S. artists. Now you got U.S. artists in London talking about, yo, I'm here. I'm gonna eat some London booty. I forget what's the artist? A woman. She's like a rapper. Like I'm telling, these things have been happening lately. So she's on.
Again,
I'm gonna eat some London booty tonight. I'm gonna get my
again, our filters. We're in a society where our filters are, are out and open. Before, it was metaphors of pull up to my bumper with your long black limousine. But now I got this wet ass pussy. Let's do it.
So the
Where
question,
that $40 at?
So the question is, Kenny. The question is, Kenny and Hassan. The question is, are the kids all right?
I think
it's a fight.
I think
it's a fight.
Go ahead. It's a fight. But I think some of these kids are suffering for being too masculine and stuff and not having more femininity to them. I think that has a lot to do with them being in their masculine energy. What'd you say?
Are you saying that black women have masculine energy? Is that what you're saying?
They got too much masculine energy if they behaving like that. It's too much. Because where's the femininity and stuff and being humble, as you're saying, but being like, there's another word I want to use, but it's a feminine nature of being shy or knowing what they have inside and stuff and just not being so boastful about it. Just too much masculine energy.
You're saying the boastfulness is masculine. Women. The boastfulness is masculine.
Yes, I would say so.
The pumping of the chest is normally reserved for the male gorilla, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Hey Ty, man. Good to see you, man. Look like the Aurora Borealis is right behind you over your head. I don't know if some aliens is behind you or what. Oh, you inside? Okay, cool. Yo, Ty, man, we talking about the ego. And so the first thing I want to ask you is the ego good or evil?
I see ego is good.
Oh.
You need a little bit of confidence. I mean, I don't think the Kobe's of the world, the Michael Jordans of the world would have been as good if they didn't walk with a certain swagger, you know what I'm saying? The Deion Sanders, the Bo Jacksons who, who broke records and, and history books and things like that. Go to the Bible. David was confident. He had an ego that he could fight Goliath and chop this dude head off.
Okay.
If he didn't have the confidence to do it, you know what I'm saying?
Well, let me ask you this part. When it comes to black women, melanated women, recently, Ty, I've seen just a menagerie of madness from the women that look like us, man. And when I tell you that half of these women are gorgeous until they start either acting the way they do or speaking. My question to you is the same type of ego okay for women? Like when a woman is talking about, this is my wet ass pussy, right? And when a woman is twerking on a restaurant table, right? And then when another woman that's a rapper from the States is in London talking about, I'm going to get my coochie scratched and I'm going to eat some London booty tonight. Like, is this type of behavior, is that the ego or is that something altogether, something different? What is that? Is it okay for the women to be boastful like that?
I think it's a difference in I guess it depends on the level of the ego. So when the ego becomes arrogant, that's the dangerous part. You know what I'm saying? If you're that arrogant and that
is a song like pussy arrogant, or am I off course?
I mean, you gotta dance on the table to get attention, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, would I be arrogant if I put out a song called Big Ass Dick? You know what I'm saying? Like, would I be arrogant if big ass dick, man?
Oh, what audience you looking for?
Wow. No. No. It was a hypothetical. See what I'm saying? I ain't got no red juice. All I got is got no red juice. But Kenny.
Yeah.
That was my hypothetical part. Go ahead.
Help us out, Kenny, man, because you know what I'm trying to do. You know I'm trying to stir it up. I love melanated women, Mr. Triangle, and I am disappointed, bro, in the product that is called black women today. My nigga, I ain't gonna play with it. Now, tell me where I'm tripping, because there's so much evidence to back up my disappointment. And it feels like their egos have been overinflated in this era. You talk to me.
I think you're partially right. I don't just leave it all on women. Unfortunately, we as men, as fathers, as husbands, boyfriends, uncles, we're not doing our part. If I see my daughter, if I see my niece, if I see someone in my family stepping out of line, I feel as though I love them enough that I'm gonna say, hold on. That's not what you were raised as.
Wow.
So we have to, we have to check them. An example of that is you go to the animal community.
Oh,
young elephants get to acting crazy when they in rut, and the older elephants, hold up, young boy, pull up. So we have to be like that. We have to help our younger. We have to help our people, not just younger. We have to help everyone. We have to help our people.
I agree with everything you said, but something you said is very curious. You see, Kenny considers himself not an animal. So is it egotistical to think that we're not animals? Is that a part of the ego to think that you have a penis? Some of you have penis like mice, and some of us have penis like giraffes. But we have penises nonetheless like the other animals. And is it egotistical for us to think that we're somehow outside of the animal community, even though we have eyes like the animals, we have fingers and digits like Ty? Is it? I mean, huh, Mr. Bird?
I'm sorry. Ask that question again, please.
Are we animals, Ty? Is it egotistical for us to think that we're not animals, even though Ty? I respect you, brother, but I mean, I've seen a couple of gorillas that look similar, brother. I don't mean no harm.
I mean, listen, I feel you. Like our dog started to look like us.
See,
You know what I'm saying?
wearing the same hairstyle.
He just light skin, golden fur. I got blonde. I'm black with blonde hair. Like,
Ty, are humans
They
animals?
take me out the oven too soon. Not winning.
We're not. See, you see this? You see this? Cronus, are humans animals? This is wild. This is wild. This is as crazy as the question, what is a woman? Like, I'm asking people, are humans animals? And niggas is like, nah. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me let you answer. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I mean, we're beings that that walk the earth. We can only communicate with each other just like animals do. You know what I mean? We act as if we move through life just like animals do. I believe we are. You know what I mean? Some type of species of animal.
Oh, hold it a boga shot. There is life. There is hope. Listen, man, we are some interesting beings, no doubt. I'm not taking anything away from what we are, who we are. Like, I mean, we definitely are interesting beings, but to not think that we're animals, I think that's a bit egotistical. I mean, I think that's the height of egotist. Egotist? Is that a word? I think that's the height of ego to think that we are not animals, even though everything else on the planet is animal. I mean, it's not the vegetables and the plants, of course. Okay.
Well, describe what an animal is. What makes something an animal?
Well, as I was programmed, an animal is something that can think, something that typically can move around, something that can reproduce, something that lives and dies. and then in worst case, something that can be eaten. Wow, that means yeah, because that's where it is. That's what it. Oh, that's what it is. Niggas don't want to be animals because niggas don't want to get eaten, bro. I get it. Like, oh, who wants to get eaten? Of course. Like, yeah, I'm not an animal. You ain't gonna eat me.
I think it's more so, are we beasts?
Oh,
That's
we
the
that.
thing.
Oh, are we beast? I mean, my. Are we? Is that a question?
I think that's more so where it lies. You know what I mean? Like, we might be animals, but we are we beasts?
You know, check
You
this
know?
out. Check this out. If men, you talk about are we beast? Men are willing to do everything from sleep with the finest of women to sleeping with animals. When you talk about are we beast, the last time I seen a deer trying to holler at a human woman, I can't remember. But I've heard tell of a man. You see, we're beasts. It's Beastie Boys. Okay, Ty. I'm at look. Let's ask another hard one. Here's another little difficult. Now, I don't need you to know what I do with my body parts, Ty, when I cut the lights off and, I have someone here with me. I don't need you to know what I'm doing. Is it
Thank you.
is it egotistical for the gay community to always need to I'm coming out? Like, what you mean? Like what? Why do you need me to know what you're doing in your private bedroom? Is that egotistical to want people to know what you doing and what you all about in your private bedroom? Is the gay community egotistical? I'm dead ass.
Yeah. Yes, they are.
Like, because I need you to know I'm doing this over here and other people should be interested. Like, because Kenny, when's the last time you had a campaign or you put a little campaign on Facebook, little advertisement, letting people know you straight and you got a daughter and you might have another daughter? When's the last time you did that?
Never, not directly like that.
I mean, why not? You know what I mean? Why not put your straightness out there and what you plan on doing with it? And you know what I'm saying? Like, why not? Seems
'Cause I
hurtful
don't need.
for other people.
Because I don't need to.
Cronus, will you be putting up a Facebook post letting us know what you're doing sexually later on?
Not at all.
What you mean? I don't understand why y'all got a problem with that, because the gay community does not have a problem with letting you know what they're doing with their private parts. It seems very egotistical to Dom. I'm here to tell you. I wanted to kind of talk about this all my life. Like, why do niggas need you to know what they doing with their body parts? Like, why do I need to know that? I'm curious. It seems
that's
very
because
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
that's because they're bullies now. You know what I'm saying? They're bullies. It's like you're forcing it on me. So it's like, I'm gonna say something. I'm baiting you. I'm baiting you to say, I don't know about that. Because now once you say that, once you give your opinion on you not knowing about it, now you're the bully, and now you're shaming me. You know what I'm saying?
Oh. Well, look, alphabet folk, I hope y'all don't consider this any kind of bullying. This is Opinion Nation. We have opinions here. And my opinion is that the gay community is a bit egotistical. Please don't get my quote wrong. Dom said that he thinks that the gay community is a bit egotistical with the whole I need you to know what I'm doing sexually stuff. Why do I need to know that? I'm really curious. Why do you need me to know that? I'm not engaged with you, so why do I need to know? Why is it? It's very ego driven. It feels like I don't know. I mean, somebody write in the comments, say something, or maybe it can be explained what it is. Like the reason why the gay community wants everyone else to know what they're doing in the privacy of their own homes. Like maybe that question, can be answered. Ty.
It can't.
Huh?
It seems that everybody wants everyone to know what they're doing.
See, I asked you that though, Kenny. I asked you, do you want people to know what you said? No, you ain't into that.
You know, I say everybody. I include myself, but I'm not. I don't generally
You
put.
said everybody. That's why. Hey, don't play it. See,
I'm not writing songs wet ass pussy.
Yeah.
Again, we have become. Look at me. That's what we are now. Unfortunately, is look at me. That's why you see even in sports, cats down 30 points
and still acting like they winning.
Play. Huh?
And still acting like they winning.
And acting like they winning. They thumping their chest. How do you do that when you down 30?
That's wild. It's wild.
Look at me. Cats at one point was taking, like in football, they were taking their helmets off so you could see exactly who they were, pulling Sharpies out of their socks. So we've become, look at me.
So it's an egotistical society is what you're saying. The whole society has lost its mind.
Society is moving towards that. And it's almost to the point where you're the weirdo when you don't do it.
Oh. Hey, Hassan.
Considered the hater. You're considered the hater when you say, nah, that ain't the way to be.
Hey, Hassan, man.
Yes, sir.
You wasn't here a second ago, so I want to ask you this, man. What's up with the gay community, homie?
What's up with them? What can I do with them?
Like, is the gay community egotistical, bruh? Why does the gay community need me to know what they're doing with their private parts? That's a real grown-ass question. Like, I'm a grown-ass man. Why do you think I need to know what you doing with your private parts?
Nah, we really don't need none of that's none of our business.
Oh my God.
The problem is the real true problem to all this stuff is the fact that as little kids, we put into school to indoctrinate us from the very beginning, and having fake stories and lying to us and stuff, and then imagine stuff that resonates outside of us, like Santa Claus is outside of us, the fairy godmother is outside of us. You know, it's not loving us, it's loving something from the outside. We indoctrinated that and then given fear. And so how can we as people expect to be anything higher than the lower vibration that we are given from birth?
Yeah.
So it's really from there that everything starts and stuff. And if we in the school system,
to your point, Hassan, to your point, how do we get a better generation when the women of today, the single mothers, the single Black, quote unquote, African American mothers of today are allowing their 3-year-old little girls to listen to wet ass pussy and while they, cooking in the kitchen and like how like that. Think about what I'm saying. Pound Town is playing. Okay. You understand me? The 3-year-old little girl is listening to that and her mama's twerking. There's a video of a mother with like a little 2-year-old girl and she's twerking. The mother is twerking. And then the little girl is like trying to mimic the mother. Dude, I can't make this stuff up.
Well, that's the level of divine that you are at. If you thinking, so okay, for everything really connects to knowledge of self, okay? All the stuff that we're talking about connects to knowledge of self. If you understand you and you love you, then you wouldn't have these egos like that. Even in sports and shit, if you really love you, you would be like, nigga, I don't give a shit about what you're doing. I'm finna just beat your ass and just take whatever. Everything's really connected to the egos because we don't really love ourselves. Like, like somebody coming up to you trying to challenge you and shit. It's like, what the fuck's your problem? Why can't you love you? Who cares about what I do? Can't you love you? Period. And so we are created in a society that's all about that stuff. Ego. Sports is a shitty thing, to be very honest and stuff. If I had to do over, I wouldn't play sports again. Because it doesn't connect you to your higher self. It connects you to this weaker, inferior bullshit and stuff where you always got to compete against grown ass niggas for some reason. It doesn't make sense. You're competing with other guys and stuff, but if you know you're a god, then Why would you have to compete with other guys?
Very interesting. Very interesting.
You know?
Yeah.
That's what the ego is, man. The ego connects you with some bullshit. If you really love yourself and connect with nature and shit, you will learn to really, connect with nature. These melanated people don't understand their power by being out in the sun, being in nature and shit. You can have so much fucking power and shit in that. And then you won't be living outside yourself and your ego won't be all fucked up.
Yo, Kenny.
Hey,
can you be
before you ask me something else, can I jump in there for a second and say, I heard you say these single women are allowing their kids to twerk and do all this. What I'm not hearing out of that is, why is that man allowing his daughter to be out of pocket? I put us out there in the forefront. As a man, as a father, when my daughter was young or as a baby, I was very protective of what she heard and what was done around her. I really believe keep a child in a child's place. So when I hear the single mom is doing this or this, my first question is, where the dude at? Why are you letting your daughter?
I have that same question, Kenny. Like, the nightmare is, where are the dudes at, man? Why is it so normal that women that look like us come from this country, etc.? Why
they in a club in Miami dancing together?
Huh?
They in a club in Miami all dancing together. You said, where are the men at? They in a club in Miami all dancing together.
Wow. I mean, like that.
That's public. That's public knowledge. That was like that.
Go ahead, Ty. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. That was all over the news. That was all over social media. Football players and basketball players. I saw myself about playing football. Yeah, we got out when we did, right? These jokers in the club. They no women in the club. They all down there gathered in the gay club dancing together. That's what all the dudes did. Or they out here playing duck hunt, which is a real freaking game here in Philly, where they shooting across the street at each other, or they locked up or dead. That's what all the dudes did. If dead, locked up, or gay, that's a hell of a choice.
Yeah, it's wild, Kenny, because a lot of melanated men are not available for, especially if the melanated woman got herself together. Like the male community, our male community, like Ty said, man, a lot of us are dead. A lot of us are in jail. Then you got the gay community of us. And so, then the few of us that's left, it's like, yeah, like they got to be something, bro. Like, I don't think anybody on this panel would want to deal with women that twerk. Anybody hear me?
I hear you.
Anybody hear me? Like I guess I'm talking Spanish. I'm talking like Spanglish. I'm talking.
No, again, it is what we have to do, especially as men. As men, we have to lead our community. So we definitely shouldn't have. Unfortunately, you have too many times where cats are smashing or clapping them cheeks, as you say, and leaving behind a woman to raise a kid by herself.
Listen,
that's whack.
That's a thing. That is whack. That is a thing. But him and her, let's just address it for a second. Him and her, they got to deal with their egos. Because when him and her, that black man, that black woman, that melanated man, that melanated woman, get together and they're in their argument bag, bro, it can get explosive. And those egos don't like to back down. That's when the roles need to be understood. And are there roles? Like in a world in 2023, are there roles still in the melanated household? Is a woman still a woman? Is a man still a man?
What you're seeing, again, I can only speak for me. When that situation happened to me, even with the arguments and the breakup, that doesn't change what I have to do. That doesn't change the fact that I still have to be there and set guidelines and boundaries for my daughter. So just because you go through the breakups and you throw your hands up with the woman, can't throw your hands up with the kids. So our ego still got to be, I'm a man, and this is what I was put here for. This is the cards that I dealt. We chose that woman. We said, oh man, look at that ass on her. Look at look at this Keke Palmer situation. Where the dude, you knew not that she crazy, but the dude knew what he was getting into to begin with.
So you condone that? You condone that behavior, Kenny? From I mean, you condone
what I was saying is, when you knew going in and you chose to be with that woman, you knew going in.
Hey, Chris.
You got to make better choices
from the start. Kenny playing games. Hey, Chris, would you allow your significant other to go up on stage with a nigga like Usher, bars, with a dress like that on, ass out, and then she gonna be rubbing it up against Usher? You cool with that? You good? You good?
My slice coming home to me. And you know what I mean, my dip right now, like, you know what I mean, like we already had, the conversation like this. Like my dip, my slice is reserved. You know what I mean? Like she don't, like she's not big on being, you know what I mean, in the crowd. Now, same situation, like if like Janet Jackson pulled my man up on the stage, had him on the had him on the stretcher. Don't matter. You know what I mean?
Okay, you're right.
Don't matter.
Are you okay? Are you saying that you good with that? You saying you good with your woman being that type of dress and dancing like that with Usher? That's what you're saying.
I'm confident in mine, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Ty Birch, man, biblical man, biblical. I'm just wondering how this is gonna jive with you. Would you?
The problem was that nigga was too light in his pants to say something. I mean, listen, to say something on Twitter afterwards.
Brother Cronus, your answer.
Well, that's because you kept cutting me off. So once I do it now, once the upper hand gets on the other foot, that was like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? I'm
Brother, we understand
me off. I was talking. You know what I mean?
Palmer. You
but here I am, but I'm still talking. I'm getting cut. Y'all got it.
Ty Birch, are you okay with your significant other doing a Keke Palmer?
Absolutely not. I myself, I'm a public figure, right?
Yes,
and I would want to keep a certain image. If I was living that life and I'm saying, we could both do whatever we want. If we Will Smith and Jada, go on twerk on somebody all you want to. I'm a different kind of public figure though, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that's the type of woman that I'm attracted to. If I'm attracted to that kind of woman, oh yeah, that's what she do. But if I'm looking for somebody that's calm, collective, chill, family woman, and that's the image that you're painting for yourself, then you go on stage and do that. Now I don't know that I'm gonna go blast it on social media like oh boy did, because none of this stuff for real. That part right there, I'm not gonna do that. But at the same time, we're going to you do that, we have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? I told my lady, go out, go dancing. You put that on somebody else, and you might as well. That's it. I'm done.
Okay, Hassan McCullough, the very nuanced Hassan McCullough. Let's find out from the Neo man. Would you allow your significant other to do a Keke Palmer, my niggas?
I would let her be free. Okay. But
one of these guys.
But
you and Chris got something in common. You and Chris.
No, hold on. Yeah, I ain't finished with my soliloquy, Mr. Cut everybody off. Cut everybody off. That's what everybody tells me on the show, that you like to cut people off.
I didn't cut Ty off.
You're the cutter.
I didn't cut Ty off.
You're the cutter. You'll cut some steak in the fucking air and shit.
I didn't cut Ty off.
Motherfucker. Oh.
Tom, that man just said you a cutter.
You'll cut him. Tell us how you cut him. Tell us how you cut him. But listen, the whole thing of I am free. You should do whatever you should do what you do you boo or whatever, or have the respect. But my woman would have respect not to do no bullshit like that anyway. To be very clear, she would have respect not to do that. She would be acting in her feminine energy, not in the masculine bullshit that girl was doing.
Well, how's she gonna have that respect how's she gonna have that respect if you don't lay down that law?
Well, that's the whole thing. That dude is not me. I can't really cape for him. He did some shit I probably wouldn't have did as far as getting on social media. But still at the same time, she should have known to keep her fucking business quiet and shit. And regardless of what he did, not to do the same thing, to have these other dumb bitches following her lead, because she made a dumbass decision to break the family apart and shit over bullshit. You know, especially as an indigenous woman.
Let me give my little opinion.
Okay.
What?
Yeah, why not? You know, I got a little one. I just want to say, man, I'm an old man now. You know, it's okay. But let me just let you know. Ain't no way in the world. Ain't no way in the world. Ain't no way. You can drink all the red juice you want. The batches make the red juice. Let me explain something, man.
If it don't apply, let it fly, brother.
Be my lady. You can't be nothing to me wearing that dress, let alone the things that came after wearing the dress. What are you talking about? You're not. Where are you going at with that dress outside of the house?
I agree.
Y'all niggas is neo. Y'all niggas is new. Y'all niggas new.
That's not new.
Chris and our women can be free. They're free. These are some different dudes.
They can be free.
If you're not respecting your dude by wearing, one, she shouldn't have wore that outfit. Secondly, jumping up on stage, I don't care if you're in entertainment or not, jumping up on stage and showing your ass to Usher
is wild.
It's wrong.
It's wild.
Wrong. That's disrespecting the dude she with.
The dude's scary.
Let alone her.
So,
I mean, let's not even get into that.
Nigga's gay. What the fuck? You tripping off? But y'all know he's gay. What the hell? Shit.
Well, I don't know.
I don't know this dude. I don't know this dude.
First of all, he's gay because we all know you wouldn't have went to Instagram for that bullshit. Only gay motherfuckers do bullshit like that. That's why the nigga's gay. Y'all know he shouldn't have did that shit. He's a soft ass piece of Charmin and shit. Let's keep that shit real.
Charmin.
You know, he's soft ass fucking Charmin.
All right.
Point taken. That's all I got to say. The nigga's soft.
I wanted to have a conversation about ego, man, because it feels like the melanated community, better known as the black community, the ego issue right now from the fights, the numerous fights every day that are uploaded to the internet. You know, that's got to be
his ego got hurt.
Huh?
His ego got hurt. You know what I mean?
That's what it was.
Oh, punk nigga, guys. Well, man, she coming home to you, nigga. Chill out.
She's also the mother of your child. You know, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't have any children.
She also pay all the bills in there. Sit down, nigga. I'm dancing, nigga. You ain't got no allowance, nigga.
You disrespecting them too. So what you down with?
Yep.
Kiki.
Sit down, nigga. You know what I mean?
Ty. I just wanted to have a conversation about ego, man. Like, listen, man. Round us out as we move on. What's the best way to check your ego, man? And you know, in your lifetime, what's the best way to get your ego checked?
The best way to get your ego checked is to tell a sign, stop driving around while it's sunny out and I'm sitting over here in the dark. I be jealous every week that this dude be outside and it's still daylight. It freaking baffles my mind that I'm on the other side of Earth.
Right. Right. On a complete Star Trek vibe.
I think he be doing it on purpose, man. My heart hurts.
Hassan,
Different time zone, man. Damn, it's
Hassan,
traveling. Back to the future.
Hassan, what are
What's
some
up?
tips to keep your ego in check?
What are some things that do to keep your ego in check?
Yes, sir.
First of all, you have to do shadow work. And what shadow work means is listen to frequency to keep your frequency high, okay? Instead of living in the frequency of fear and shit, keep a higher frequency, connect with nature, like going out with nature. That helps you in doing self-check of bullshit that's going on. Because as you connect with frequency, you do affirmations and stuff as far as, because everything's controlled in your mind. We have been programmed like a computer. You have to reprogram yourself to think higher of yourself. Programming, like I love myself. Talk about those things every day. I love myself. I love my life. Just different affirmations to help you keep your ego in check.
And if you do that, maybe you won't be in videos online fighting, twerking.
Yeah, but you have to have, if you really think highly of yourself, then why would you resonate to slave shit though?
Yeah.
If the niggas used to be royalty, as so-called, then why you resonate to fuck shit?
Thanks for saying it. Thanks for saying it.
Fuck shit.
Mr. Mickens, give us a couple items on how we can check our ego, keep our ego in check.
I agree with some of what Hassan said, that we do have to think highly of ourselves. I mean, we have to love ourselves. But unfortunately, I think we have been, we're being shown how to be the negative, and we're gravitating towards the negative. We're moving that all the time. And we do got to kind of reprogram ourselves that there's more to it than getting likes and things like that on TV.
Yeah.
Or getting likes on, getting likes on social media is become a currency that's worthless. We got to be better than that.
Yeah.
So it starts there. It starts with, giving people good foundation.
Well said, no doubt. Cronus the Ill, give us a couple pointers on keeping the ego from becoming the Migos.
You got to think before you act.
Oh, thinking before you act.
It's just simple as that. You know what I mean? If you sit there and take a minute to think rather than reacting off your first thought, it might work out better for you. You know what I mean?
To see the next moment.
You know what I'm saying? Ego will tell you, nah, yo, you know what I mean? She over there with that nigga now. You know what I mean? She used to be over here with me. I'm about to go say something to that nigga.
What if
now,
she there though?
What if she now, you know what I mean? You go over there, you say something because your ego is hurt. Your ego hurt. When you go over there, you get clapped. You know what I'm saying? Or you know what I mean? Some niggas, because their ego hurt, they go over there and they kill all three of them. You know what I mean? They kill her, they kill him, and they kill them. You know what I mean?
Those videos are online right now. Yeah, they are.
What's that Dave Chappelle joint where the boy when he walking in the club or whatever, and he told him to take a minute to think about it or something. And the dude, he stood up and said something to the boy at the club and got stomped out.
Oh, yes. A recreation of a moment that's happened hundreds of thousands of times in the annals of club history. Look here, Ty.
You're not worse than getting mashed out, guys.
Happened to me in '87. Ain't nothing worse than it. Ty, man, tell them where they can find you, bro, and tell them how they can get in contact with your ego?
Oh man, you can find my biggest ego on Instagram at official Ty Birch, official TAIBIRCH. Ty Birch on all social media platforms. On Facebook is Ty Birch, TAIBIRCH. You can Google me, Ty Birch, TAIBIRCH. You can IMDb me everywhere that
Yeah.
come up. First look.
Which one? Cronus the Illager. Where can they find you deadlifting the universe?
Yo, you catch me. catch me. I'm sorry. Catch me on Instagram. KRONISTHEILL. Same goes for Twitter. What's the other one? TikTok and Threads. I don't be
Yeah.
threatening, but you catch me on there getting busy at your local LA Fitness. I just put a video up of me getting busy. It's an old one from July 4th, but I finally got the footage, so I threw that up there.
Okay, let's make it go viral. Your man's pumping that bass. Kendo,
Pump that bass.
I'm
Kendo,
here.
can you tell them where they can find you, brother? Tell them where they can find pictures of you at the Bermuda Triangle.
For now, you can find me on Facebook and Twitter and on Instagram until my next adventure. I come home thinking of where can I go next.
I ain't mad at you. I ain't
need
mad
to
at
see
you.
the world.
A
I'm trying
traveling
to see
man.
the world one bucket hat at a time.
Yes, sir. Understand me? Some people
Sounds
say,
cool.
"Who are you, sir?" You tell them I'm a traveler. Some people know what I'm talking about. Hey, Hassan McCullough. We live, we love, we juice.
What's up, homie?
Tell them about the weed juice, man.
The juice is loose. We're talking about OJ right there. The juice is loose. That was the slogan I was gonna have at first and stuff, but I couldn't do that. But you can go visit weedjuice.com. I got an online web store.
Yeah.
I have 3-day cleanses. I have weight loss programs. I had 6 packs of energy, detox, digestion, recovery, energy, all the things your body function needs, immunity. So I have that. And then I also have, you can order juices every week, and mix and match, But it's really about having hydration. Your juices is for hydrating your cells, hydrating your skin. As a melanated being, you should get sun to keep yourself. The sun will keep your body looking ageless if you're in the sun. It's opposite of what happens to the other people. So we are afraid of the sun and afraid of nature, but to be out in the sun more, we were aged backwards because the sun has so much conductive properties. Think about it. If you put yourself in nature, and if you want to eat the food that's in nature, natural, you go ahead and eat a cow and see if you can eat the fucking cow naturally by itself. Or eating it with your teeth. Or you can eat an apple and you can see that you will be able to eat that apple, unlike you trying to eat a cow in natural stuff. But a lion can definitely eat a cow the natural way. They're not getting no fork and spoon and trying to cook it and shit. They're eating this natural form. And if you get back to
great point. Yes. Great point.
But hold on.
Yes, sir.
If the lion knew how to grill, maybe he would knife and fork.
You hear this?
It's not with nature, okay? Just to be honest, not with nature. Just like being a dog and being a cat. If you're a dog, you're gonna be a dog. You're not gonna be a cat. If you understand what I mean, okay?
Oh.
If you're a dog, you're a dog.
Ty, did you want to say something?
Yeah, speaking of grilling, that picture of Kenny Hat looked like he tailgating.
Oh, Kenny is supposed to be good with the spatula.
I love you, but I ain't seen your face.
Spatulated black man.
The spatulated black man.
He's a spatulated black man.
You understand me? Hey, so listen, man. Great conversation once again, fellas. Again, man. Like I I wanted to talk about ego because I've just been looking at representation of melanated people online, and it just looks like we've lost our ever living minds. Like from to what kind of belt you bought for $10,000. Like it just seems like we are on an ego trip. And the worst of which being our women being braggadocious, which doesn't look good on a woman. I mean, it don't look great on a man, but it definitely don't look good on a woman. And so thanks for having the conversation, fellas, once again. Oh, there's a picture of the grill. You see this, Hassan? Hassan, you're pushing fruits and vegetables, and Kenny over here salivating mouths with salmon. You understand me?
Hey, so Russell, his vegetables there.
Oh, you got a couple. You got the vegetables. You got the
you pronounce the L in salmon.
Hey man, hold up! Don't do that, man.
Salmon.
Don't do that.
That's like pouring the milk first, yo. What's up with this nigga, yo?
Man.
Yo, what's up? What's up with this?
Y'all bugging. Y'all bugging.
And on that note, we shall see you all again, once again, next week for another installation of Opinionation. Until then, we'll see
Caramel.
you.
That look good.
Peace out.